Okay, made sure that we had turned that on. So, not seeing anybody on yet. So, I'm just going to, oops, let me turn this down. Okay, we don't need to hear me twice. Okay, let me just refresh this. Okay. All right. So, welcome everybody to Friday Night Live. So tonight we are going to be featuring the Share a Milkshake bundle. So my projects, the first one's going to be kind of simple, and the other two are going to be kind of stepped up. It was fun creating with this bundle. I'm thinking that next Friday I may use this stamp set here, Watercolor Melon. This one is currently in our celebration brochure. I have, now I don't have the punch, and unfortunately I won't have the punch in time, but if I have to fussy cut, then I have to fussy cut. There's no choice in the matter. So I'm just looking over to this way, your left, my left. Um, I have it on my monitor. For some reason, on my monitor, I can see the chat. On my tablet, I got a Fire tablet, and I can play the video and everything, but for some reason, it won't show a live chat. I mean, Facebook did, but for some reason, this one doesn't. So I'm just waiting to see if somebody comes on. No one's come on yet. So while we're waiting, let me just talk about kind of like what's been going on this week. So it's been a very, very busy week. I had to take care of finishing on planning these projects and getting everything done and creating the thumbnail and all that and all the stuff that's in the description for this live. Also printing out the PDF. This PDF is also going to be for anyone who places an order with me of a minimum of $35 or more in my online store using the host code that you will see when I flip the camera, and also the direct link with that host code is in the description of this video. So with a minimum $35 order in my online store using that host code and placed by midnight on Valentine's Day, Wednesday, February 14th, I will send to you the free make and take packet for all these projects. Now, you would need at least a stamp set. Some of the pieces some pieces I can die cut, but there are going to be some pieces that you need to stamp first before they get die cut. And unfortunately, per Stampin' Up rules, I cannot stamp anything for you. So you will need the stamp set and the coordinating dies. Now, this bundle is actually in our annual catalog. Unfortunately, it's available individually. It's not bundled. It was in our mini catalog January through April of last year. So I'm just checking to see if anybody is popping on. And I see that my screen completely like froze up over there. So I apologize if I'm looking over that way and I stepped away for a moment. Just kind of checking what's going on, who's coming on and all that. Um, so what I was saying on how this week has been. So tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., I will be having my first in-person class here in Memphis, and we are going to be doing the Be Mine Valentine bundle. And those projects came out really, really cute. So Today I went ahead and I pre-cut the cardstock and all that to prepare for tomorrow. I also had swap cards I needed to get done, and I needed to get those in the mail yesterday. There was a package with some paper and stuff in it that I needed to get out of here too. They talked about rain today, and unfortunately, they're talking about a lot of rain tomorrow. And I'm kind of hoping, praying actually, that maybe that what do you call it? The forecast will change, and maybe we won't get as much rain as they're talking about, or maybe it'll happen after the fact. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that, unfortunately. So yeah, I've been doing that. And also, one of the things that my church does every year for Valentine's Day, we collect like gifts. So it could be like just little stuffed animals, little toys, candy, cards, any little nice little gesture of love that we take to Mariah House, which is a women's shelter, and also to the Baptist Children's Home, which is for teen boys. So we collect all this stuff and they are distributed between the two places. And so every year since I've been here, I would say it's been since 2013, or yeah, 2000, 'cause I moved here in 2012. So maybe 2013. Um, I've been creating treat bags and making little cards for inside of them. So this year I put together 36 packages. So they got some nice little treats in it, nice little card in there. So I've been pretty busy this week, but it's been a good busy. And also while doing that, I was also working. So yeah, so it's been busy. So let's see. I guess I will get started. I don't see anybody comment. So when you come on, I know you both won't hear this if you're not on right now. Say hi, let me know where you're visiting from. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this camera and I'm also going to show you a couple of things that are new offerings from Stampin' Up. So hold on one moment and let me flip this and get this all lined up. I apologize if you're looking at the light on my ceiling. Okay, so let me just line this up. Okay, so first I want to show you there are two new kits that Stampin' Up! Has come out with. This is the graphics that I was able to grab so you can see them really well. So they have a birthday sparkle kit. This, what does this create? Looks like six cards and six tags. And there's a lot of like some gold foiling and glimmer paper in here. So it looks like it's a pretty sizable kit just by all these components that it's showing here. And then the other kit is more of a home decor. This is the Happy House Plants kit, and you get 4 frames. And does it say what size these frames are? Um, hmm, it's not given the size of the frame, but you get the frames, you get a matting, and then you get all the paper pieces to put together like a three-dimensional greenery that you can hang on your wall or you can put it in an easel and place it on a table. So these are two new kits that just came out and you can find those in the online store. And then they also came out starting at the first of the on the first boy. I can't talk. I can't talk at all. Um it started the 1st of February. So this is additional products that are in the celebration offering. Now these are products that are in our current annual catalog our new mini catalog, and then these kits are in the online store. They're not in any catalog. Now, with these items, just like as an FYI, if you want to redeem any of these items for celebration, you have to use these item numbers that's in this brochure. You'll find this online because if you use the item number, like for example, Delightfully Eclectic, this is a big 12 by 12 designer series paper pack. There's actually like 48 sheets in there. So you can get this free with a $50 purchase. But if you use the item number that's in the catalog, this won't be added as a celebration item. You may end up adding it into your order. So in order to get this as your celebration item, you do need to use the item number that is associated with all of these products. So they got 2 stamp sets, there's 2 packs of paper, 2 kits, and a set of mini embossing folders. You got a Memories and More cards and envelopes, the 2023 new core color Stampin' Right markers, and the Dragonflies punch. So these are currently available for celebration, and celebration ends on February 29th. Okay, so I'm going to get started. And so for my cards, like I said, I'll be using the Share a Milkshake bundle, and this is the first card that we're going to make. So this one is pretty simple in layout. There's really no die cutting or anything on this, and this is what it's going to look like. So let's get started. So let me bring in my pieces, and I have my little PDF cheat sheet sitting right here. And so I have a piece of basic white thick. This measures 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. I have a piece of the glorious Gingham DSP. This measures 5.25 by 1.5. So this is the pack of paper. It comes in blueberry bushel, pretty peacock, lemon lime twist. There's pecan pie, and there's berry burst. So I'm using the berry burst. So this is the design on one side, and then you got the small gingham on the back. So a really nice pack of DSP. So like I mentioned, this is 5.25 by 1.5. And then I have a piece of pretty peacock. This measures 4.25 by 3. And then a piece of basic white, and this measures 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. Okay, and I will set that aside. And then on this piece of white, I'm going to be doing some stamping. So let me bring in a piece of scratch paper because I'll be stamping off. So I have my stamps here, and we're going to be using some really nice colors for this. So let me bring in all these ink pads to show you what we'll be using. So we'll be using Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Coastal Cabana, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Lemon Lime Twist, Pretty Peacock, and Sweet Sorbet. So I'm not using all these on this card, but this is what we're going to be using for all 3 of our cards. So I'm going to start off with Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to stamp my greeting, Life is Sweeter with You. I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp this right near the bottom and center it. Hopefully it's centered. Okay. And then let's see, next I'm going to bring in the pieces that create the bowl. So I'm going to take the more detailed stamp and I'm going to ink this full strength. Now, when I go to stamp this, I want to have this top edge, I want to have it straight because if you look at it, it's angled down. I want to stamp it to where that top piece is going to be straight. So I'm going to stamp that and try and get over this so I can see it really well. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in this filler piece. I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm going to come over it. I'm going to stand on my tippy toes here. And hopefully I lined that up really well. Okay, that is way off. Okay, there's two sides to cardstock. And I'm just a little OCD because I don't know about you, but I like things straight. And that was way off. Hello, and yeah. Yes, Andrea, hello. Are you laughing because I restamped that? Okay, so let's try this again. Let me bring this closer to me. Right there. Okay. And then we'll get the filler piece. I'll stamp that off. And then stamp over this and not rock this block because I see that got ink right in the corner there. Okay, that is still crooked, but don't stress over it. Just keep going. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, I see you laughing at me. That's okay. I'm laughing at myself. All right, so I'm then going to bring in this ice cream piece here, and I'm going to bring in my berry burst. I'm going to ink this up and stamp this off and stamp right over top of my bowl. And then let's see what else. We're done with this color. And we're going to bring in our sweet sorbet. Bring in our cherry. And I want to stamp that right here. Boy, I'm doing a good job of getting a lot of ink on the block. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my lemon lime twist. And this little stamp here that looks like the leaves to the cherry. And stamp that right there. And then let's see. Bring in Coastal Cabana. As Dina Rico would say, it's the color that lets us know God loves us. And I'm going to bring in my little trio of hearts. And I'm going to stamp some here. And then I'm going to stamp them again. So I have two tones of Coastal Cabana on this. Stamp it again. Okay. So this is our outside piece. Now for the inside of my card. Where's the sample? I have a sample card here, so need to look at it to see what I did. So I want to bring in my card base. I want to bring these hearts in, and I'm going to stamp these Coastal Cabana hearts again inside, like so. And then I'm going to bring in my Celebrate stamp and bring in my block, and I'm going to stamp this with my Berry Burst. Okay, let's close this up and let's go ahead and assemble our card. So I'm going to take my DSP and use my working glue bottle. That one live that I did, for some reason, my glue bottle just wanted to be fussy and not work. Okay, so I'm going to place this. Oops, no, you need to go up higher. I'm going to slide it up a little bit. And it looks like it doesn't want to go any further. Okay, then I'm going to take these pieces. I'm going to add some glue back of this, and I'm going to center this. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals, and we're going to pop this up. So you looking forward to tomorrow, Andrea? I'm thinking that you're probably glad that the workday is done now and you got the weekend. Okay, and then I'm going to center that right there. And then I'm going to bring in my iridescent rhinestone jewels. These things are so pretty. I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to add some of these to my card. And then let's see, we got I'm cheating. I'm looking at my card to see where I put these things. And then we'll take another one. We'll place that right there. Okay, so that is our first card. How bad is that? It's a little crooked, but I did a good job of lining up that filler and the more detailed piece though. Okay, so let me put that aside. Let me kind of clean up these stamps so I have some blocks to use. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Scrub. And one of the things I forgot to do before I started was to bring in my Stampin' Mist and wipe this down. Okay. We'll Clean these. What did you do? Oh, you worked later than you planned. Well, at least you're done now, right? And now you're just chilling, and I'm sure that I'm going to entertain you with a few laughs tonight. I think I already did so far. Yeah, I did actually this afternoon. I cut up all the pieces and everything for the card kits for tomorrow, so I just have a little bit more to do, not too much, but most of that's all done. So, okay, so let's move this out of the way. And this is going to be our second card, this one here. And let's see, I need to remove some of these stamps, and I need to bring these out. And let's see, we got the hearts and the leaves. I think at one point, somebody had, the truth is, this little piece here that's, I guess, the leaves, I need that. Keep that on there. I think it was actually supposed to be detailed to the spoon. But I guess it can go either way. Let me see, no, I did not stamp inside that card. I wanted to try and stay with this stamp set, and really this stamp set doesn't have like an innie and an outie type greeting. You got life is sweeter with you, you're the cherry on top, celebrate you could use with them, and be my Valentine. Let's see, we don't need this one. And we don't need this. And we don't need this one. Okay, so let me get those put together. And that one. Let me get these all out of the way. All right. Oh, we need the straw. And we need this piece. Okay. All right, so let's get some more blocks. All right. So for my cardstock pieces, I have a piece of bubble bath that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. I have a piece of Very Vanilla. This measures 5.25 by 4. Now, ahead of time, to save some time, I had already embossed it using the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. I really love this folder. It gives it a really nice texture, and for some reason this one looks like it'd be really good with any cards where it would mimic, like, say, frosting, or I guess it could pass as ice cream. Yeah, it could pass as ice cream. So that's already embossed. Then I have a piece of bubble bath that I had already die cut ahead of time using, let me pull that out. I used the Stylish Shapes dies. I had used one of the smaller circles. There are larger ones, but this is one of the smaller ones. So that's already die cut. We're going to be stamping on that. And then I have a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. We're going to be doing our stamping on here and die cutting. Now, actually, I've already gone ahead and stamped and die cut these pieces, but I'll go ahead and I'll stamp them again anyway. So I have my early espresso ink, and I'm going to take this more detailed piece. I'm going to ink this up. Now, I re-inked this ink pad, so it should be really give me a nice image. Okay. And I'm going to stamp that right here. Ooh, that looks good. And then let me bring in this scrap paper again to stamp off. And I'm going to take the more solid piece. I'm going to ink that up, stamp off, and I'm going to get on my tippy toes so I can look right over this. And I'm going to stamp right over that. And I know I'm kind of down here in the screen, so let me move that up so you could see that. Okay, and then I'm going to, while I got that out, I'm going to take my bubble bath piece and the greeting that says "You're the cherry on top," and I'm going to stamp that with the early espresso as well. Let's center that. Okay, and I'll set that aside. And then we'll close this up because we're done with early espresso. Okay, come on. Let's see. We're going to need our berry burst and sweet sorbet. And we're also going to need our bubble bath. So for my bubble bath, I'm going to bring in this topping for, I don't know, I guess we can call this a root beer float. I'm going to stamp that right here. And then, let's see, I'm going to bring in my cherry, stamp that in the sweet sorbet. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in berry burst. And I'm going to bring in the striped part of my straw. I'm going to ink that up and stamp that. And then I'm going to bring the solid piece, ink that up, stamp off, and then get on my tippy toes and stamp over that. Okay, so there are coordinating dies that die cut this, but with the magic of TV, I have already gone ahead and done that. Okay, so let's start assembling. So I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. I'm going to take my embossed piece and I'm going to glue this down. Okay. And I'm going to center that. Okay, and then I'm going to take my greeting piece. I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals to the back of that. And I'll add that right down here. And then for my glass, I'm going to add some glue to this. And see, try and get this straight right there. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to take my straw, and with the die, when you cut this piece out, it's going to cut a slit. Now with this slit, you can either put the straw in there or you can use the spoon, one of the two. I'm just going to put that in there, go as far so that way you don't see it poking out from the bottom. And then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals that I just put back. And I'm going to place that right over it so it holds that straw in place. Okay. And we'll take this. Oh, got ink on me. And I'm going to place that right there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of glue to the back of my cherry. And let's see if I could do this without getting glue all on my fingers. And I'm going to place that right there. And then I'm going to bring in the Wink of Stella. And I'm going to add some to my straw. And then some to the cherry. Okay, and then we're not done with the bling. So we're going to bring in the iridescent rhinestone jewels again. Let me close up this glue. And I take your pick tool. And see, I'm going to add a large one here. And we'll take a medium sized one. We'll place that there. And we'll take another one of these medium sized ones and I'll place that right up there. Okay, so that is our second card. So now on to our third. Well, after I clean a few stamps, we'll be on to our third. And this card is going to utilize a lot of the dies. So there's not much in stamping on that one. You know, all these. So Andrea, are you praying that the rain's going to hold up tomorrow? Because I sure am. Because we know water and paper, they just don't mix well together. Okay, so we cleaned that up. And let me bring in, let's see, move this out of the way. And that's going to be our third card. So let me just get some of these. Just need one stamp, and that's the one that says, Be My Valentine. Since this is the last Friday before Valentine's Day, we needed to do at least one more card, or yeah, at least one card that referenced Valentine's Day. And the cherry. I'm not doing bad on time. Okay, let's get those out of the way. Just going to need this one because the only thing we're stamping is this greeting that says "Be My Valentine." Okay, now that I've made some room. Okay, so this is our third card. So there's a lot of dimension on this with all the die cutting. And so I have a piece of lemon lime twist that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And then I have a piece of basic white that measures 5 and that's not right. I put 5.5 by 4 and wait a minute. No, that's not right. No, if it's 5.5 by 8.5, that should be 5.25 by 4. Okay, I'm going to have to fix my PDF because that's not right. And then I took with my, in basic white, I used, let's see, the deckled rectangles dies. And I've already gone ahead and die cut that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that in Berry Burst. I'm going to center that. Okay, put that aside. Let's see, there's one other color of ink that I'll be using, and that's Crumb Cake. Okay, so let me fold and burnish my card base. I need to get myself some more lemon lime twist cardstock because I pretty much don't have much left. I've used it on a lot of projects. So my stash is pretty low. Okay, so I'm going to glue this embossed piece onto my card base. We'll center that. Go. Okay, and then I'm going to take the greeting. Let me close up this glue. I take my greeting and I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals to the back of this. And I'm going to center that right down near the bottom. Now, like I said, I had pre-cut everything in advance. So I have at a pool party, I die cut this lacy piece at a, I think I said pool party. Okay. If you had watched my live last Friday, yeah, I was told after the fact that when it came to the flag to the mailbox, I called that color pool party, and it's actually no, it's not this color, but it was poppy parade. So I goofed, but that's okay. I'm not the only one that's ever done that. So for this piece, now I did not use an adhesive sheet on the back of this. You certainly can. I'm just going to add some of my seal. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to lay it down into that adhesive. And then I took the one die creates these waffle cones. And so I'm going to fold on those score lines. And then I have my sponge dauber and my crumb cake ink. And I'm going to put some ink on that, and then I'm going to go over these edges just to give it a little bit more dimension. Just a little color on there. Okay. Then I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Thing on this side. And then we'll add some along the inside of this top edge. Okay, so we're done with that. And close this up. Okay, so for these cones, I'm going to bring in some glue. Now, one of the sides is a little bit larger than the other, so if I were to fold it this way, then it's going to stick over this other score line. So I'm going to put this piece in first, and I'm going to add some glue down towards the bottom and hold that down. And then I'm going to come in with my glue and add some to this side, and I'm going to fold that over. And then I'm going to bring in a little clothespin, and I'm going to just hold that in place so that way it dries before we start adding all of our other little pieces into our cone. Fold that over. And a little bit more. Okay, fold that over, and I have another clip. And hold that there. Okay. So then the other pieces that I have here, I have die cut these pieces. This is the ice cream. So I have bubble bath for the strawberry and the very vanilla for vanilla. I have 2 sweet sorbet cherries. I then have, with basic white, I die cut these 2 pieces. This is our whipped cream. And then out of early espresso, the smaller pieces, I die cut that. So these are the fudge for the top of them. And then out of berry burst, I die cut these 3 hearts. So I'm going to start off with adding a little bit of glue to the top of these pieces that are the ice cream. And I'm just going to put it up near the top. And I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet for this. And I'm going to bring in the whipped cream piece. And I'm going to, let's see, I want to try and get this on here. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of the early espresso piece. And I'll add that on top. Okay, and then on the back of this, I'm going to add a dimensional. And we'll set that aside. And then I'm going to do the same thing for our strawberry ice cream. I'm going to add just a little bit up near the top. Just hold that for a moment. And we'll add a little bit for our fudge. Now, who's in the mood for ice cream? You in the mood for ice cream, Andrea? I am, actually. Okay, but I don't have any here, so maybe that's a good thing. Okay, so now let's put a dimensional on the back of this. And then I'm going to bring in my cones, and I'm going to add my ice cream pieces in this. So I'm going to open that up a little bit, and then I'm going to place this in there far enough to where you don't see that bottom edge, but you can. Let me open it up a little bit more, like so, like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to one of these cherries. And I'm going to place that right there. Just hold that for a moment. So that's what one of our cones look like. I'm going to bring in the other one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the vanilla ice cream in this one. Open that up. Tuck that in. Like so. Actually, let me see if I can get it up just a little bit more without destroying it. And I heard there. Okay, like so. And then add this cherry to that one. Add it over on this side. Okay, and then let me bring in my card base. And let's see, let's put our strawberry one down first. I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. And I'm going to place this one over this side. Hold that down for a moment. And then we'll add glue to the back of this one. And we'll add this one right next to it. And we'll come up just a little bit on it. We'll hold that down. Okay, and then for our hearts, I'm going to just put some glue on the back of these. I really like these hearts. They're really whimsical looking. And of course they're purple, so that makes it even better. And then I'm going to take the medium-sized one. I'm going to place that one over here. And then my little tiny one. That one is going to go right up here. Okay, so we're not done yet. We gotta bling this thing up. So let me bring in the iridescent rhinestone jewels. And I take your pick tool and let's add some of these. So I'm going to go with the larger ones on this card. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. And let's see, we're going to add some to these hearts. Okay, then we got one here. And let's do our medium-sized one. And then I'm going to add some to these cherries. Okay, so there is our third card. Very cute, very sparkly. So again, with this live, if you like the projects that we did and you would like the free make and take of all of the cardstock and paper pieces for that. So for this, you would need the bundle and if you wanted to recreate these projects. Now, like these pieces here where it's just die cut, I will die cut those. But when it comes to like this glass, the straw, the cherry, and this ice cream or whipped cream part, that needs to be stamped first before it gets die cut, and I cannot stamp images for you. So you would, if you want to recreate these, you would need the bundle to do that. But otherwise, I will die cut and cut all of the other paper pieces, including the ones for the greeting, and I will also emboss the background pieces as well. So to get the free card kits, you would place a minimum $35 order and order it by next Wednesday on Valentine's Day, 2/14/2024 at midnight. And this host code, you would need that host code if your order is under $150. If your order is more than $150, do not use the host code. Now, there is a link in the description of this live. It's a direct link that will take you to my online store and it will add that host code for you. If your order is $150 or more, you can remove that host code because I do want you to receive the Stampin' Rewards because your order is $150 or more. And I will still send you all of the pieces to create these three cards. So let's see if there's any questions. Let's see. What does Andrew say? Yeah, yep. Okay. Oh, you're making a card as well. So what kind of card are you making, Andrea? Wait. Oh, you have no ice cream in the freezer. Well, I guess that's a good thing for us, right? That we don't have it. But then again, wait a minute. There is little ice cream cups in the freezer, but I'm gonna be good and I'm not gonna touch them. Um, yeah. So what kind of card are you making, Andrea? I got after I'm done with this live, I got two birthday cards to put together. And I want to get those done tonight. Oh, okay, a birthday card. You're doing birthday cards too. Okay, cool. So, with that, I think we are done. I think we are done because I've covered I've covered everything. We've created our cards and I've made a mess of my desk. And Andrea, you weren't here when I first started. So this is the stamp set that I'm going to be doing for next Friday's live. Now, I am a little bummed because this particular image, it does coordinate with that modern oval punch. And unfortunately, I don't have it. And from the last time I checked, um, was it on the inventory supply? The inventory. What word am I looking for? The inventory status report word. I told you when you roll the camera, your brain and your mouth don't want to work well together. But anyway, according to that report, this punch isn't supposed to be back until March. And of course, by that time, celebration will be over. So if there's anything that I'm going to cut, unfortunately, I'm going to have to fussy cut. And if you know me, you know I don't like the fussy cut. But since it's only going to be like one card, I guess I can suck it up and I can do it. So this will be next Friday, which is February 16th. And let's see, what do I got going on? So so like I mentioned earlier, this Saturday, tomorrow, the 10th, I have my first in-person class and we'll be featuring the Be Mine suite of products. So it's going to all be Valentine's themed and bees and not the real ones. And then let's see, Valentine's Day, for that day, I will have a pre-recorded video and that will feature three different Valentine cards. And then the day after, on the 15th, I will have my Throwback Thursday, which I'm thinking it's going to be one of the retired Valentine set. No, wait a minute. Nope, back that up. It's going to be a retired set, but it's not going to be Valentine's Day because the 15th will be after Valentine's Day. So I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to use for that video. And then Friday the 16th, again, I'll be here live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time featuring the watercolor melon stamp set. That's a current $50 offering it for celebration. Um, yeah, we're coming up to the end of February and I got some swap cards that I need to plan and I need to make, and I'm making a lot of them because I need them for the middle of March. So I got a lot of work to do to get those done. So with that, I think we are done. So until next time, everyone, have a blessed one. Bye bye.